Yes lads, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today, I'm going to bring you guys the Leicester versus Wolves match preview. So the boys and girls, after a brilliant result last time out in Europa League action, as the Foxes got another 3 points in Europe as we beat the Portuguese side Braga 4-0 in our latest game in the Europa League campaign, sending us 3 points clear at the top of Group G. Now attention turns back to Premier League action this weekend as we take on Wolves in our 8th game of the new season at the King Power Stadium. So with that being said, in today's video I'm going to bring you guys the Leicester versus Wolves match preview. I'm going to go for the Wolves side of things, my thoughts on tomorrow's game, my predicted lineup, and also my score prediction for Leicester's 8th game of the new Premier League season as we take on Wolves tomorrow at the King Power Stadium. But just before we get into it, make sure a big thumbs up down below on today's video if you guys are going to enjoy today's video as I bring you guys the Leicester versus Wolves match preview. The match previews are coming thick and fast at the moment. The international break is just around the corner, so finally I can have a slight break because we have got so many games right now. But yeah, if you guys are going to enjoy another match preview today, go and drop a like. Also subscribe, haven't seen my face on your screen before. We are edging ever closer to 1,500 subscribers and we are aiming to hit it by around the start of December. So yeah, if you guys have not already subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go down below, turn that subscribe button grey. Also turn on my channel post notifications so you guys never miss any future videos on the channel just like this one. Follow me on my social medias, they'll be down there. Links to them will be in the description down below. And last but not least, let me know your thoughts on tomorrow's game, your score predictions in the comment section down below. But without further ado, let's get into the Leicester versus Wolves match preview. So the boys and girls, as always, getting straight into today's match preview. We're going to start us off by talking about the opposition side of things. Of course, take on Wolves tomorrow in our 8th game of the new season at the King Power Stadium. This week on the channel, I've got Dave from the channel Talking Wolves to bring you guys the Wolves side of things. Big thanks to him for coming on the channel today. Go and subscribe to his channel Talking Wolves. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description down below. He's going to bring you guys his thoughts on tomorrow's game, how was the start of the season in general, his predicted lineup, and also his score predictions for tomorrow's clash at the King Power Stadium. So yeah, big thanks to him for coming on the channel today. I'm going to hand over to him and yeah, let's see what Dave has to say about Wolves heading into tomorrow's game.
Hey folks, this is Dave from Talking Wolves. Just giving my thoughts ahead of the game between Leicester and Wolves tomorrow. I do hope you guys are keeping well and safe, obviously, with the current situation at the moment. But Wolves so far this season, it's been a bit of a strange season for Wolves. It's been a little bit up and down, a little bit inconsistent, I suppose. But over the last few games or so, I think Wolves have sort of found, I'd say, their strongest 11. And of course, trying to hit that little bit of momentum. We kicked off with a brilliant Sheffield United win right at the start of the season. We had a little bit of, well, 2 poor results, 2 losses really against City and West Ham. West Ham was a pretty heavy one. But we've come back. The football hasn't been great, but the last few games we've looked solid, keeping a few clean sheets as well. So looking a little bit better and looking good. I think we've unbeaten now in 4 games. So yeah, things are looking up now. Things are looking up. General thoughts on the game. You know, Leicester are a really tricky team, tricky side to play against. You know, you can see with their results so far in the league. Doing well in the Europa League as well. Had a great win on Thursday against Braga. It seems like you guys have got a few fitness and injury issues, so that could work in Wolves' favour slightly. But whenever Wolves come up against Leicester, it tends to be a really, really tight and close game. We had 2 0-0 draws last season, obviously both ruling out a goal via VAR for Wolves. But I'm expecting something similar tomorrow. I think it's going to be a really tricky game for both teams. And I think whoever does win it, that'll be huge for either side. It's so close at the top of the league at the moment. It's fantastic to see both Wolves and Leicester sort of in the top 6 right now as we speak. So it's great to see that. It's great to see 2 teams that have challenged and worried the top 6 over the last couple of years or so. It's great to see that for a change. But predicted lineup for Wolves, I'd go with a 3-4-3 or a 5-2-3. Rui Patricio in goal, back 5 of Ryan, 8 Nouri at left wing back, Nelson Semedo at right wing back, Max Kilman, Conor Cody and Willy Bolly as the 3 at the back. The middle 2 will be Neves and Leander Dendoncker, and then a front 3 of Pedro Neto, Daniel Podence and Raul Jimenez. So Adama Traore to start on the bench. And a score prediction, I always like to back my own team. I know it's going to be a pretty close game. It could go either way. but I'm going to go with a 2-1 Wolves. Thanks a lot, guys, and yeah, may the best team win.
So then that is it for the Wolves side of things heading into tomorrow's game. A big thanks to Dave for coming on the channel today. Go and subscribe to the channel Talking Wolves. I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the Leicester side of things heading into tomorrow's clash between Wolves at the King Power Stadium. Right then, Wolves at home tomorrow. Another game in the Premier League. The games are coming thick and fast for Leicester at the moment, but we seem to be winning every single one, which of course is very, very good. We got now 5 wins on the bounce in all competitions. Hopefully we can make that 6 tomorrow as we take on Wolves, but it's going to be a tough game for Leicester. But of course, last time out we got a brilliant run in the Europa League as we got our 3rd win of the Europa League campaign this season as we picked up a 4-0 victory over Portuguese side Braga. That on paper, Braga probably the toughest opponents in our group, and we absolutely battered them. Of course, 2 goals coming from Iheanacho, a goal coming from Madison, and also Dennis Pratt as well. So yeah, overall that was a great performance. And just before that as well, in the Premier League, of course, we picked up that great result against Leeds United away from home as well. 3 points in the game tomorrow, depending on other results, would send Leicester top of the Premier League as well, heading into the 2nd international break, I do believe, of the season as well. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game tomorrow, but the incentive is there. 3 points tomorrow, or even a point, I think, could send Leicester potentially top of the Premier League going into another international break. So then, let's speak about the game in a bit more detail. So yeah, Wolves at home tomorrow. Last game between Leicester and Wolves last season, both finished 0-0 as well. So on paper, it should be an open game, but based on the last season results, I think it will be quite a close game tomorrow. Of course, both sides are very, very good sides in the Premier League. Of course, Wolves in the Europa League last year. Of course, they aren't in it this year, but of course, they are a very quality side. Of course, have lost players like Diego Jota, which is a big miss for them. But overall, they've started the season quite well. So it's going to be a big challenge for Leicester tomorrow. Wolves are a very, very good side, and they've done very, very well. They only came up from the Championship a few years ago as well. So yeah, massive credit to Wolves. If there is any Wolves fans watching this, just well done, to be honest. I mean, it is our 2nd game playing a Portuguese side in the last couple of games. But yeah, overall, it's going to be a big test for Leicester on Sunday. It's going to be a tough game, but overall, I think Leicester will have enough quality in the end to break down that Wolves side. Hopefully pick up another 3 points to make it 6 wins in a row in all competitions. Of course, in the last couple of games, we have played a different style of football, not too much possession. I think we'll do a similar thing against Wolves. Obviously, Wolves are quite a possession-based team with the likes of Ruben Neves, Jan Betweenio in midfield, who like to make things click for Wolves as well. So yeah, overall, I can see Leicester kind of sitting back in that back 3/5 formation, circling the pressure and looking to hit Wolves on the counter-attack with the pace of Barnes, Vardy, Cengiz Under and James Madison all going forward as well. That is the kind of game plan which Leicester have gone with, and especially against Leeds it worked quite well. Against Braga it was quite 50-50, which I imagine this one will be quite 50-50 with possession as well, but I don't think one team is going to dominate the possession as much, and if any team will, I think it will be Wolves, because just for the injuries we have, obviously I think Johnny Evans is going to be returning for the game, but overall I can see Leicester really trying to sit back in the game, get Wolves on the counter-attack, which is probably the best thing to do, because Wolves are a tough team to break down. Of course, they go that 5/3 at the back formation. I believe they still do that. Of course, they have been doing that for their majority time in the Premier League as well. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game for Leicester tomorrow. It's going to be a tactical battle between 2 very good managers in Brendan Rodgers and Nuno as well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow, but overall, Leicester should have just enough quality to break down that Wolves side and hopefully pick up another 3 points. Of course, we are at home recently. Yeah, they haven't been on the greatest of form in the Premier League, but of course we got that good result against Braga as well. So yeah, hopefully we take some confidence from that, take some confidence from a brilliant last couple of games as well in all competitions as well. But yeah, hopefully we can get the win tomorrow. I'm waffling, so yeah, hopefully Leicester can get the 3 points. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game for Leicester tomorrow. So there was, girls, that is it for the Wolves side of things and my thoughts on tomorrow's game. So yeah, as always, let's move straight on to my predicted lineup. So yeah, this is the side I think Brendan Rodgers will go to start against Wolves tomorrow at the King Power Stadium. So yeah, the formation which I'll be going for is going to be the 3-4-3 formation. It's going to be the weird formation with the 2 kind of cams in that 3 as well. I don't know, but it seems to work. It works against Braga as well. So yeah, we're going to stick to that formation once again. So yeah, starting off in goal, of course, we'll be going with Kasper Schmeichel. Great performance from him against Braga last time out. He didn't have to make too much saves, but overall it's another clean sheet for Kasper, and yeah, he's made a good start to the season as always. Very easy. He's probably the easiest player to pick. He's also very reliable in there as well. So yeah, Kasper Schmeichel to start in goal for me, probably the easiest position to start with in the predictor lineup. Right then, so moving into the back 3 for the game. So yeah, of course we went for the back 3/5. We'll be just going to the back 3, the 3 centre backs then. So yeah, starting off with the right one, let's go with Wesley Fofana. I mean, this guy is so good. 19 years old. He's came in, looked like he's been in the Premier League for about 50 years, because he has settled in so good and he's performing very, very well for Leicester. He came in with a big price tag, but he's paying that back already because he looks to be an absolutely immense signing for Leicester. So yeah, Wesley Fofana to make another start in the Premier League against Wolves on the weekend. It's going to be tough for him coming up against a good striker of Raul Jimenez, potentially lots of Adama Traore as well. But yeah, I'm confident that Wesley can have a good game. So yeah, my first centre back is going to be Wesley Fofana. The other centre back, I'm going to be going with Johnny Evans to come back into the side. Of course, he had a slight injury, but it's been reported that Johnny Evans is going to be back. That is what Brendan Rodgers has said in his interview going into the game. So yeah, it looks like Johnny Evans is fully fit to start, and I think it will. He provides a lot of experience in that defence, and he's going to allow some other players in the centre back roles to take a break. So yeah, Johnny Evans is going to come in to start at centre back alongside Wesley Fofana. And the final centre back for me is going to be James Justin. Of course, he's usually a full back, a right back, or left back, but he's settled in quite well in that centre back role. So I think JJ is going to be the one to start, especially if Adama Traore and Raul Jimenez are going to be running at Leicester. We need some decent pace in there, and JJ and Wesley Fofana provide that with the experience of Johnny Evans in there as well. So yeah, I think the back three will work quite well. So yeah, my three centre backs are going to be Johnny Evans, Wesley Fofana and James Justin. So then moving into the midfield four, of course the two wing backs are going to be in that back five as well, defensively, and pushing into a midfield four going forward as well. So yeah, starting off in that right wing back role, I'm going to be going Marco Brighton to start there once again. Of course, he started there against Leeds and against Braga and performed very well. Of course, Marco Brighton is very solid defensively, and especially coming up against a good attacking side in Wolves, we're going to need a lot of structure at the back as well. So yeah, Marco Brighton is definitely going to provide that. He's played quite well going forward in the games as well. Of course, he likes to put quite a lot of crosses in, but overall he does a good job. He puts in 100%, and that is what we need from Marco Brighton. So yeah, my right wing back / right mid is going to be Marco Brighton. The two centre mids then, starting off with a more defensive one, it's going to be Papi Mendy. Of course, got a break against Braga, which is decent to be honest. He's going to be fully fit going into the game against Wolves on the weekend, which is a big plus for Leicester. So yeah, hopefully Papi Mendy can have another good game. Of course, he started the season so well, so yeah, hopefully he can have another good performance. I think the midfield battle is going to be key with the likes of Ruben Neves in there for Wolves. So yeah, hopefully Mendy can have a good game. Alongside Mendy in that other centre mid role, I'm going to be going with Youri Tielemans. Didn't play. I think he played against Braga. He didn't really do too much on the game, but that is fine to be honest, because he's been so good for Leicester for the vast majority of the season so far in all competitions. So yeah, hopefully Tielemans can come in that midfield battle and have a good performance against Wolves. And into that left wing back position, I'm going to be going with Luke Thomas. Played against Leeds, played against Braga, just like Marco Brighton, and did a great job in each. So yeah, hopefully the youngster can have a good game against Wolves on the weekend tomorrow. And I'm fully confident that he can do. It's going to be tough for him if he comes against players like Pedro Neto. I think he could potentially start, and even Adama Traore, which is it's going to be a big task for Luke Thomas. But I'm fully confident that the youngster can have a good performance. Yeah, my midfield four is going to be Marco Brighton on the right, the two centre mids are Tielemans and Mendy, and on the left is going to be Luke Thomas. So then finally moving into the front three then for tomorrow's games. Yeah, of course the front three is going to be two inverted cams and then the strikers. Yeah, starting off in one of those cam roles, the first one for me is going to be Cengiz Under. Of course, made a start last time out against Braga, didn't really impact the game too much, but he's definitely got the quality in the Premier League as well. Of course, 2 assists in his last 2 Premier League games, both of them for Jamie Vardy as well. So yeah, hopefully Cengiz Under can come in, have a good game against Wolves. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting to see how Wolves and Leicester going to just set up in the game, because players like James Maddison, Cengiz Under, Tielemans are going to be the creative players for Leicester, and I think that they'll be very, very key in the game, depending on Wolves how they set up defensively or going forward as well. But yeah, my first cam is going to be Cengiz Under. The other cam is going to be James Maddison. Of course, got another goal against Braga in the Europa League, so it's good to see James Maddison's fully back fit, and he's performing very, very well for Leicester. So yeah, James Maddison is going to be my other cam. In that inverted cam role, is going to push in from the left. Of course, Cengiz Under will be coming in from the right hand side as well, allowing the two wing backs to push forward. But yeah, my two cams are going to be Maddison and Under, and the striker, of course, is going to be Jamie Vardy. Of course, Vardy got the rest against Braga. Ian actually came in and did a fantastic job. But yeah, I think Jamie Vardy is going to come straight back into the side. Hopefully, he can make it 3 goals in 3 in the Premier League. Of course, scored against Arsenal and Leeds. Yeah, hopefully Vardy can get on the score sheet again. But yeah, my front three, Maddison, Under and Vardy to start up top. So the boys and girls, that is it for the Wolves side of things. My thoughts on the game and just then my predicted lineups. Yeah, finally, let's get on to my score prediction for tomorrow's game then. So yeah, I'm going to go with a Leicester win. I'm going to go with a Leicester City 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. It's going to be a close game tomorrow at the King Power Stadium. It's going to be tough, but the incentive is there. 3 points tomorrow, of course, sends Leicester potentially top of the Premier League going into the international break, or at least keep us in that second place as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win tomorrow. I'm going to go with Vardy to get 1, and I'm going to go with the Hardy's Mendy to get 1 from midfield. It's a bit of a shout, but yeah, for Wolves, I'm going to go with Raul Jimenez to score. But yeah, 2-1 win for me tomorrow for Leicester. It's going to be tough. But we'll have to wait and see how the game goes. It's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, let us know your score predictions, your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below. But yeah, my score prediction is going to be a win for Leicester. It's going to be a 2-1 win tomorrow, in my opinion. Vardy, Mendy to score, and Jimenez is going to get the goal for Wolves, in my opinion. So, boys and girls, that is it for today's video. In today's video, I bring you guys the Leicester versus Wolves match preview. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, let me know by dropping a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. Let me know your score predictions, your thoughts on tomorrow's game in the comment section down below. Can Leicester make it 6 wins out of 6 and potentially send Leicester top of the Premier League going into the international break? We'll find out tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in to the live watch along as well. See you guys tomorrow. But yeah, I'm Sportsa, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in my next video. Peace, guys.